The game is fun. The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother? If it's not a battle, where's the fun? It's a test that you pass or a quest that you fail. A race against time. Fun and battle always locked together. But the game is also something else. It's a journey, a passport to new worlds, maybe even an Odyssey. A look, a feel, an exploration. Close your focus and open your mind. Yes, the journey requires the right ticket, and that ticket is Nintendo Switch. But in the end, it's not just where you can take your game. It's where your game can take you. So let's go.
Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Allrest lived on the World Tree, together with our Divine Father, the Architect. They called that paradise Elysium. You're a blade.
As the driver of the Aegis, can you take me to Elysium?
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium. I'll take you there myself. We'll show you what me and Pyra are made of. Take this! Now that you have come this far, there can be no turning back.
You and that sword can't be! I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
He calls Pyra. Our flames hide something deeper.
What's the matter? Are you the Aegis, or aren't you?
I won't use that power, and I won't let you use it either!
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength. Everyone, let's go!
Sometimes you need a hero. A sword swinging, fire wielding, stone cold hero with an insatiable appetite?
Hi everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. I hope you've been enjoying the journey with Nintendo Switch so far. When I found out that Nintendo Switch is being accepted by video game fans from all over the world as a home console that could be taken with you anywhere, I felt so relieved. Take Switch outside, come together, and share the experience. This idea was how we hoped people would play with Nintendo Switch. But people are coming up with many creative ways to play, in all kinds of places, in many more ways than we expected. This summer, Nintendo and its third-party partners will release many multiplayer games that can be played anytime, anywhere, and with anyone. We hope there will be many heated competitions that will be ignited by Nintendo Switch. Now, we'll continue our look at even more new game worlds for Nintendo Switch. But before we do, there is one announcement we'd like to share from our very special friend. Please take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Just the other day, we announced that Pokken Tournament Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch. This is the latest version of the premier Pokemon fighting game. Two people can dive right into battle using two Joy-Con controllers, so you can experience heated Pokemon battles with just one Nintendo Switch console. There are some fresh additions, including new Pokemon, and this deluxe version of the game will be on display at E3 for attendees to play. I have one more announcement. Game Freak has begun developing a core RPG Pokemon title on Nintendo Switch. It may not release for more than a year, but we hope you'll look forward to it all the same. In the meantime, let's enjoy this year's E3.
Ishihara-san, thank you very much. We heard that the Pokemon series is being developed for Nintendo Switch. What kind of Pokemon game will we be able to play on Nintendo Switch? I'm looking forward to it myself. At this year's E3, we're mostly showing games that will be released in 2017. But please know that here at Nintendo, we're working on many forms of entertainment that can only be made possible on Nintendo Switch. We hope you look forward to them as well. Now let's continue on with the journey with Nintendo Switch.
Zelda's in danger!
If she's up there, then...
You two must keep going. No, I'm coming with you. I am Marth, the Prince of Altea. We've come here to save you.
Remember that you can rely on your friends. We're with you.
Get it together, you two. If you can't do this, who can?
You fought your way this far. There's nothing you two can't do.
No matter the danger, we can overcome it if we're working together.
All right, let's move out.
Working together, we can finish this!
Hi there, I'm the Legend of Zelda series producer, Eiji Aonuma. You may have already heard about it during Bethesda's showcase that was held a few days ago. It was announced that select Zelda items will appear in the Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim. I'm really looking forward to exploring Skyrim with the Master Sword in hand. Oh, when did this Master Sword get in my hand? Next up, we'll take a look at the DLC packs for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let us take you on a new Hyrule adventure. What did you think? I actually have one more announcement that I'd like to share. The 4 champions that appeared in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be available as Amiibo. The Zora champion, Mipha. The Goron champion, Daruk. the Rito champion, Rivali, and the Gerudo champion, Urbosa. You'll be able to use these 4 amiibo in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Of course, you'll be able to use these in the DLC packs that you just saw, so please look forward to them.
This changes the game. Travel the world. Bring people together. Play anywhere with anyone. If video gaming is a journey, then anywhere has to include a stop right here in LA during E3. This is Magic Week, where booths buzz and channels glow, where the game worlds you've heard about suddenly spring into life. And this summer, a new kind of heated competition ignites right on Nintendo Switch. It kicks off later today with the Splatoon 2 World Inkling Invitational, which brings teams from the Americas, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan to see whose colorful skills are the best. Tomorrow, the Pokken Invitational will be held. You might recognize some of our 8 competitors who'll be duking it out in heated battles. Later on Wednesday, we'll see 8 players throw punches in the fun and competitive game ARMS, which launches later this week. 4 of our players will be pros, and the other 4 will be E3 attendees who rise to the top by battling on the show floor. If you're going to E3, we hope you'll accept the challenge. And no matter where you are, be sure to catch up with Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 for all the details and news about Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS. But now, there are a few more worlds left to visit on our journey before we land in the booth. Let's go.
Ubisoft is proud to announce its new Rabbids game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and it will be developed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. The Rabbids' crazy personalities and unpredictable behavior will shine as they arrive in a reimagined and twisted Mushroom Kingdom. They will surprise you in this tactical adventure filled with combat and exploration. Mario and his friends will join them in an epic quest to put the kingdom back in order. We can't wait for you to play the game on August 29th.
On behalf of everyone here at Psyonix, we're extremely excited to announce that Rocket League is indeed coming to Nintendo Switch. We know that both the Rocket League and Switch communities have wanted it, and now we're going to release it, complete with cross-network support that lets you play against opponents on other platforms.
The Switch version will have all the features and modes we've released thus far, plus exclusives like local wireless multiplayer, Mario and Luigi hats for customizing your car, and new exclusive cars we'll talk about later this year.
Look for Rocket League on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Here we go, off the rails. But you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 2017. We're back for another year. We've got a lot of great game content to show you, and a lot of special guests swinging by as well. But to get things kicked off, we're going to take another look at Super Mario Odyssey. Just saw the video in the spotlight. It's going to be coming out on October 27th, really soon, and we're going to take a look at some gameplay. I'm Sam from the Treehouse, joined by my colleagues from the Treehouse, Rob, and Scott on the end, and we have some very special guests with us for this segment. We've got the game's producer, Koizumi-san, and the game's director, Motokura-san. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
はい。
今日来ていただきありがとうございました。
はい、楽しみにしてました。
Really looking forward to it.
So I know folks are probably really excited to get into gameplay, but before we jump in, there were a lot of really cool reveals in that video, and I think folks are going to be really interested in all the different directions that you're taking this game. But at the core, there's really kind of a driving philosophy that you've got going. I was wondering if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about that.
このゲームの基本的なコンセプトを説明していただけますか？
まず今ビデオを見ていただいてどうでしたか？何か面白かったところありますか？
First, could I just ask you, was there anything you saw in there that particularly surprised you or interested you?
I gotta say, the first time I saw that T-Rex, my heart stopped.
The dinosaur was a
It was
big
so
deal.
exciting.
よかったです。今回のマリオはテーマが旅になっていて、別の国に行った時の驚きをすごく強調しています。
So we have a theme of going on a journey in this game, but we're also trying to give the player a lot of surprises, and I think the dinosaur is a really big surprise for most.
マリオシリーズってマリオが持っている分かりやすさであるとか、可愛らしさであるとか、誰でも分かるような共感というもので、今まで作ってきて、今もこれも入ってるんですけども、今回は特に旅の驚きっていうことをすごく、盛り込みたいので、驚きというテーマを、体験もそうだし、ビジュアルもそうだし、たくさん詰め込んでます。
But we also want to balance that feeling of surprise with some emotional resonance, giving people something that's familiar, that's attractive, that's really cute from the Mario series, and bounce people back and forth between the familiar and the surprising.
でそれを体験するための新しいプレイシステムを、作りましたので、それは本倉さんに説明してもらいます。
So we've come up with some play systems to get that across as well. So it's not just a look and feel, but a play experience also. And I'd like to turn to Mr. Motokura to explain that.
今作は帽子を投げて敵や物を操ってとある地球を冒険するっていう、物語になっています。
So the kind of overall story of this game is, you're going around, you're throwing your hat, you're taking over different enemies and objects, and you're traveling the world while you do that.
そのパワームーンっていうのがイコール驚きになっていますので、それを帽子を投げたり、いろんなものを操って箱庭を探索してもらえたらと思っています。
And we talked about surprise before, but basically the unit of surprise in this game is those power moons. Those always equal a surprise, so you go around, you throw your hat at different things, you control enemies, and you find things that are surprising, and that gives you a power moon.
Right on, so let's get into some gameplay. Rob, you're going to take us into New Donk City.
I am. First, I'd like to take a quick look at the Odyssey, for which the game is named. It's the ship that Mario uses to travel the world, and it's powered by these power moons, so you keep needing additional thresholds of them to get onto the next kingdom. And just to show off a little bit of the new moves, obviously there's the hat throw. You can make it stay in place, which is sometimes valuable. It can grab things for you. There's two kinds of coins, which we'll talk about a little later on.
Actually, there in that little dialogue box, we saw Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Cappy is both the red hat that he's wearing and also in his native form, he's a white top hat. And so one other move that's pretty cool is this circular throw. Knocks away everything. But let's get down into the city. And as you saw in the trailer, so there's the capture mechanic lets you take over things. It also lets you do fairly exotic things like turn into electricity, travel through wires. So how did the capture mechanic come about?
キャプチャーという仕様を作ったきっかけは何かありましたでしょうか？
そうですね。今作はものすごくいろんな試作っていうものをしてから作っています。
So when we were making this game, what we started out doing was making just a huge amount of different gameplay prototypes.
このキャプチャーというアクションもそのうちの一つです。
And this capture action was just one of those prototypes.
みんなでアイデアを出し合った中に出てきたんですけども、それをそうですね、2、3日ぐらいで作って遊んでみたらものすごく面白かったので、すぐゲームの中心に入れようと決めました。
So, it was just one of the ideas that came up, but we worked on it for 2 or 3 days, and it just instantly turned into something that was really fun, and we decided, well, okay, this should just be the center of this game.
I love how much it encourages that exploration and experimentation that I think the Mario games along these lines are so known for when you think about Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine. Here we've got so much stuff that just looks interesting, and you're wondering, okay, what will happen if I throw my cap at it? You never really know what's going to happen, so you want to try everything just to see.
何でも試してみたくなる仕様ですね。まあどういう要素があって。
そうですね。いろんなものにこう帽子を投げたり、試してもらえたらなと思ってます。
Yeah, I definitely hope people, while they're playing this game, they just throw their hat at everything and try all sorts of different things.
Whoops, that was a mistake. Right now, normally, if you were following the story path of the game, you'd be talking to Mayor Pauline, who wants you to recruit musicians. There's one there. But we're going to ignore that right now because there's lots and lots of things to do beyond following the main story of the game. Like possess rockets and turn into rockets with mustaches.
And why wouldn't you do that if you could? Actually, that's an interesting note there. So you mentioned Mayor Pauline, and I think our sharp-eyed viewers will have noticed that some of the street signs are references to some Donkey Kong characters. We've got some interesting red girders going on here. I wonder, Koizumi-san and Monokura-san, if you can tell us a little bit more about this city. It's got some interesting backstory.
やっぱりポリン市長がいて、ニュードンクシティという名前がついてると、なんかもっと何かこの都市について説明していただけますか。
そうですね。名前もそうですし、ポリンってドンキーコングのキャラクターで何かのゲームに関係がありそうですけど、今日はちょっとあまり詳しく言えないんですけど。
So certainly you can tell that Pauline is from Donkey Kong, and the name New Donk City probably leads you to a couple of hints, but we can't get into too much of it today.
And I like the shirt you're wearing, by the way.
That is a snazzy
Good choice
shirt.
today.
お楽しみに。
So please look forward to hearing more about that.
I gotta take the long way.
Oh, good luck. And this is interesting here where we see, I mean, really throughout New Donk City, and I think throughout the world, we've got these really fun playground elements where you're bouncing on things, you're jumping on things, you're swinging. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about how you came up with that kind of play mechanic in the game?
ぶら下がったりして、飛び跳ねたりして、まあ、いろんな、環境のものになんか反応させられるんですけど、まあ、どういうふうにそういうなんか遊び場っぽい雰囲気を出せるようになんか考え方ありますか。
はい。まずその施策っていうのでものすごくいっぱい遊びを作っています。それをこう配置してステージっていうものを作ります。まず。
So, going back to that prototyping process I was talking about before, we obviously create lots and lots of different ones, lots and lots of different game ideas. And then next what we think about is where to place them within the stage.
そこにそのアートであるとか具体的なものを載せて遊んでみます。
So, we put it in the stage, we like combine it with different art assets, like kind of like real things to see what it might actually look like or work in game, and then try playing it.
そうするともっとこうしたいとかいろんな意見が出てくるので、それをさらにそこに上乗せして作っています。
And then, obviously out of that, like different things come up, like, oh, maybe we could do this a little bit differently, maybe this could actually work like this instead, and then we kind of add that to it, and the process just continues from there.
なので先ほどちょっと出たタクシーなんかをジャンプさせるのもスーパーマリオサンシャインでもちょっと似たような仕様があったので、そういうところからちょっとヒントを得ています。
And so, you saw before, we were able to jump on top of the taxi, and that's something that was sort of in Super Mario Sunshine at times. So in that way, we're also getting hints from past games.
Can I quickly interject that so as I mentioned, the goal right now is to recruit these musicians. When I was first playing this game for a feedback report for the development team, I could not figure out how to get to this guy on the top of this building. You can just barely see him. He's a speck right now in that triangular building. And the way I eventually found to do it was to take a really long fall.
I did that too.
And that worked.
Oh, I felt bad for his knees.
A bit to my surprise. And I wanted to know, when you saw that report from me, what was that a problem to be solved? Was that a cool thing? What was that?
この前はNCR の報告書を書いていたときに、こういうふうにトランペットのバンドマンを到着できますよと書いてましたが、それを見てちょっと困っていたんでしょうか。
はい、それは読んだんですけれども、今日ここでプレイするとは思わなかったです。
Yeah, I did read that. I didn't know you were going to be playing that right now.
Troublemaker.
Well, I also know the real way. or another way.
本当のやり方も分かってます。
でも自分でこういろんなプレイの仕方を探してもらえたらと思うんですけども、それもスーパーマリオ64やスーパーマリオサンシャインから続くものだと思います。
But you know, you found your own way to play it, and like you know, letting users play around with the game and find their own ways of doing things. That's something that goes way back in 3D Mario. You know, in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine as well.
So this is actually one of the two kingdoms that's going to be playable on the show floor. The show floor, of course, isn't open yet, so we don't have folks playing the game at this moment, but I'm really looking forward to talking to folks after they've played it, because I think there's so many different ways to problem solve and find the moons in these kingdoms. I'm not even sure if folks will find everything over the course of the show, but it's going to be interesting to find out how different people approached completing some of these objectives.
But the game encourages so much experimentation because you aren't kicked out of the level every time you find a moon. There is no reason not to investigate every little thing you can see that might be interesting. There's no time limit. There's no disincentive. Just lots and lots of cool stuff. Whoa! Okay.
Yeah, that is a very interesting change that adds, I think, to the immersion in the kingdoms. When you think about Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, whenever you got whatever the collectible objective was, depending on the game you were playing, you'd get bumped out of the area and you'd have to come back in. But here, since you're not going to get booted out of the kingdom when you collect a Power Moon, there's a lot of encouragement to just go check out that weird thing you saw on the horizon, because you can still continue with whatever your primary objective is. Oh no! But then, keep on tracking and finding moons.
Another reason to explore everything is that there's very little punishment for dying. I just lost 10 coins, and there's lots. So, and I get to try again right away.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning that the bullet bills here are coming out with visors on, so they cannot be captured until you knock their hats off, because an enemy with a hat is the scariest thing in this game.
Fashion is very important in this game. You got to be conscious of your headwear. Oh, careful.
Ah. Oh no! Well, apparently this is not my day for this challenge.
That's right. Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah. And if at first you don't succeed, give up on the third attempt.
I'm just looking at the space where we saw other sections of New Dog City, and looking here, I'm just so impressed with the texture work that's been done. And I feel like every time I see a new build of this game, more and more of these textures are just jumping out at me. It's really fun to see in person.
It is a gorgeous game, and we have some other segments later on in the stream that are going to highlight some especially pretty areas.
Oh, you got this.
Yeah.
And well, I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed. Yes.
Thank you.
One thing that we haven't mentioned yet that we probably should talk a little bit about is the fact that you're playing with Joy-Con with the wrist straps attached.
Yes.
And that's a really fantastic way to play this game. It, of course, supports Pro Controller and other controller options, but you can do so much with the motion controls, and throwing Cappy feels very intuitive.
Yeah. I'm going to switch to a different section of the game where I show the sand world, which is also playable on the show floor. So give me just a moment here.
No worries. But I do love that as you're experimenting, and I think we'll see folks doing that on the show floor here, so many of your gestures will affect how Cappy moves that while you're holding the Joy-Con with the wrist straps attached, you really want to just try moving your arms in different directions. Like, okay, I'm going to try throwing up, I'm going to throw down, throw out. But I was really impressed by how well that implementation was put into play. Here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, this place is so pretty.
So here we're in the Sand Kingdom, in the town of Tostarena. And they have a problem now because it's all frozen. Everything is cold for reasons, of course, that Mario will eventually solve.
Yeah, actually, if you hang still for a second, we can show his little idle animation when he's
cold.
Oh,
yeah.
Really cute.
Oh, he's cold.
I love the locals here, too.
Yeah, I think he's distracted by the local dancing around, but I think if he's by himself, then he really shivers.
Oh, poor Mario.
Yeah. So let's see here. One thing I did want to show off is, so as we mentioned, there's two kinds of coins in this game. And for I believe the first time in the mainline Mario series, you can actually buy things with your coins. And I wanted to ask the developers how that came up, that currency should be worth currency.
なんでコインで買い物できるようにしたいと思ったんでしょうか。
はい、今回はコインを本当にお金として扱おうと思いました。
So we wanted, coins to be used as coins in this game. Actually, use them as money.
外国に行った時にその国のお金ってすごいなんか印象に残ってないですか。
And I think you'll agree. If you go to a foreign land, one of the things that makes the biggest impression on you is the currency.
これ使えるのとか思ったりしないですか。
you know, you kind of look at it and you think, wait, is this real? Can I use this?
今回はマリオもいろんな国を旅しますので、その国その国のコインというものを用意しています。
And since, you know, Mario was going around to all these different kingdoms in this game, we wanted to make sure that there was a currency for each one.
要素はコレクトするコインの要素になっていますので、集めたものでコスチュームを変えたり、お土産を買うことができます。
And, you know, they're a collectible item, so you can use them to buy different outfits or buy souvenirs.
Speaking of.
Yeah, and it's always fun to buy souvenirs, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. And speaking of shopping, we are now in Crazy Cap.
So there's two kinds of coins, as we mentioned. The purple ones are unique to the local kingdom. The yellow ones can be used in any shop. I'm going to buy, because the guy at the door said maybe I should. I'm not living up to their dress code. Maybe I should buy some clothes to fit in better. I'm going to buy a local sombrero and poncho. And wait till you see how adorable Mario looks.
Being adorable, I just love the shopkeeper.
Yeah, and their huge stack of hats.
He's so cute.
And you can see some of the souvenirs you can buy there that you can use to decorate the inside of the ship.
Nice.
And now I'm rocking this look. And let's go try that door again. So my capabilities are the same. You know, it's still Cappy, even though he's turned into a different kind of hat now. He can turn into any kind of headwear, apparently. Exotic superpower. And, all right. So I go over and talk to this guy.
Let's see if you meet the expectations now. Ooh, snappy and lively.
Snappy and lively. I think the hat is the one and the poncho is the other. All right. And this is, of course, what the goal I was working toward all this time.
I love all these little moments of surprise where you never really know what's going to happen when you
Why
get
did I
into
want to
these
get in this
spaces.
room? I don't know. I wanted to get in this room so I could play a guitar.
You want to get in because it's locked.
Yeah, exactly. So then we're going to move on to some more traditional 3D Mario gameplay over this direction.
Now that you are terribly well dressed, it's time to go do some exploring.
Yeah. And Bowser's footprints, I must be on the right track. So notice that while using the motion controls, I can actually use the little homing function on the hat more easily. It is possible with the button controls only, but it's much more difficult.
All right, the classic Goomba.
Yeah. And let's just do a big one for that. And yeah.
And that's, I guess, something folks are probably noticing here. So you're not capturing those Goomba. It's not every single enemy that's capturable.
That's true.
You've got to find the special ones.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's having a good eye and just experimenting a lot with your cap.
I think they're a shade bigger, the ones you can capture, but I'm not positive about that.
Nice.
So bullet bills, of course, are useful because you can fly with them. And now I've got to very quickly capture my ride back.
And with bullet bills, you can only capture them for a limited amount of time because at some point they're just going to blow up.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, you
when
only
you've
get
got
so
a
much
bullet
time
bill.
with the explosive guys. All right, and then almost to one of my favorite bits in this level.
Oh yeah, the next bit you're coming up to just
Yeah.
blew my mind the first time I saw it.
So
in
this
Iran.
place has these murals that look like they're decorated in this cool old school aesthetic, and I'm just gonna go right on in. And I've still got my costume.
So, Koizumi-san and Murokura-san, I think we definitely need to hear a little bit more background about why you added this into the game, because it's so cool, but it's so unexpected as well, I think.
なんでこのような 2D の8ビットマリオのところも入れたいと思ったんでしょうか。
3D の部分は気持ちよく探索できるように比較的おおらかに作っています。
So we wanted to make something that would be, you know, sort of a contrast with the 3D stages that you're able to explore very freely in.
2D の部分はもう少し細かく緊張感のある構成になっています。
You know, the 2D spaces are kind of more confined. They're more precise. You know, it's more like kind of, you know, sort of traditional platforming elements.
同 同じステージの中でもそういった違った遊びっていうのを入れたかった。
But also within the 2D stages, as you can see, we wanted to have a lot of different variety.
もちろんこう昔からのゲームが好きな人にも楽しんでもらえるビジュアルになっていると思います。
And of course, with the visuals, we're hoping it's something the people who enjoyed kind of those classic nostalgic games also get a kick out of as well.
So one thing I'd love to show off when we're getting out toward the end of this space is just how much the music changes when we're transitioning back and forth. Because I know we've been chatting, maybe it's hard for some folks to hear what's been going on here, but if we just pop in and out of that warp pipe, it's a pretty impressive transition when the music changes.
But there's no warp pipe up here.
Just turn off. No.
Yeah.
No,
but you can now see that it's more of a naturalistic instrument. So I'm going to skip ahead and show off the last part of this scenario. Okay, so for that, I will need these. Wrist straps, people. Always wrist straps.
Yes. All set to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning too that we're only covering a tiny bit of what is in this kingdom. There's so much more to do and explore.
There's just a ridiculous amount. All right, so here we are. This is much later in the level. I'm still got my snappy outfit though, and watch these bullet bills transition out of the 2D, and then I'm going to use one to break open this wall.
So another thing that's really handy about the bullet bills as a capture target that you'll see here, when you're trying to target for really precision flying, it's got a little bit of a headlamp.
I'm doomed.
That's okay. But it's got a little bit of a headlamp, so you can kind of use that to line yourself up.
It's super handy.
That's okay, because we get to see this cute little 2D to 3D transitioning in with the bills.
It's so cool. All right.
All right, you got this.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And with the bullet bills, you can also give yourself little speed bursts as well. Shaking the Joy-Con will let you go a little bit further. So it's worth experimenting once you get a feel for the timing of how long a bullet bill will last.
It's kind of like driving a car that doesn't have any brake pedal. You can go faster, you can steer, but that's all you can do. And all right, so up here we're about to confront one of the Brutals, and folks may have seen them in our original teaser trailer for this game. They are an evil wedding planning firm, and I'd love to hear more from the developers about how they came to be and what your favorite Brutal is.
ブライダルズという団体がこのペコンを企画しているグループらしいですけど、なんか一番気に入りのブライダルズは誰かいますか？
そうですね。彼らはクッパに、雇われてクッパの結婚式を成功させようとしています。
So they've, as you kind of said, they've been employed by Bowser. They're in charge of making sure his wedding goes off without a hitch.
なので結構仕事をきっちりするタイプですね。
They're very serious about their work.
Respect that.
Their work ethic is admirable.
なので真ん中にいるちょっと背の低い同じような帽子をかぶったようなキャラクターがいるんですけれども、それがリーダーなので僕はそのトッパーというキャラクターがお気に入りです。
And my favorite is Topper, the kind of shorter one who has that green top hat.
Yeah, guy in green.
Yeah, Topper.
How about you, Kozumi-san? Do you have a favorite?
小泉さんもなんかキリンのカラー。
そうですね。ちょうど今出てるのがハリエットっていうその可愛いウサギさんの、キャラクターなんですけども、なんか可愛い香りしてるのに結構凶暴なんで、そのコントラストがすごい面白いなと思ってます。
This is really good timing because the character I like the most is the one you're fighting right now, Harriet. She has this great contrast between her cute appearance and like how devilish she is. She's sort of like the tricky little sister of the group here.
Her attacks are really fun to watch as well, especially when she starts flying around.
And it's worth mentioning, you fight each of the Brutals a few times, but their tactics get more and more intense and dangerous.
But I'll be honest, having planned a wedding last year, I would take the help of evil wedding planner.
Yeah, I mean, any evil help is better than no help.
And they're very dedicated to their work.
And they're willing to fight your enemies for you, and that's pretty great.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Sorry, Harriet.
Now she'll be back. All right, so that's a grand moon worth 3 power moons.
And there we see Cappy in his natural state as well.
There he is, celebrating with Mario.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so that's what we have for gameplay for right now. But we did have one more little feature, I believe.
Yes, we've got some new goodies that have turned up here on stage with us. So these are the Amiibo for the game. We've got Princess Peach, Bowser, and Mario in their wedding outfits. And I just need to ask you guys about the development process for these, because the detail of the sculpting is incredible. It must have been a very interesting process getting these to the state they're in here.
このアミーボはすごいなんか細かい作り方になっているようですので、それについてちょっと説明していただけますか。
はい、ヒロインであるピーチ姫をより可愛く魅力的に作っています。
So first of all, we've got our heroine Peach, and we wanted to make sure that she just looked, absolutely stunning.
あとクッパとマリオもそのお相手であることに十分なビジュアルとしてデザインしています。
And then from there, we have Mario and Bowser as well, and we had to make sure that, in terms of visuals, they weren't going to lose out.
They got to keep up.
Yeah, they got to keep up. Yeah.
あとこのポージングっていうのも今回のテーマに合わせて物語性を持たせているのが特徴になっています。
And another characteristic of these is that the posing is very kind of direct to the story and what's going to be happening in the game.
Yeah, Mario's got kind of a humble bow thing going, and Bowser's kind of looking like I own the world.
And I think Bowser looks pretty dapper here, though.
Yeah.
But it is really amazing. I don't know how close we can get the camera here. We got a better look here, but in person, the texture, where some of them have almost like a pearlized kind of texture, and there's a lot of subtlety with the different kinds of fabric. You can really see a lot of nuance for these Amiibo. I'm really looking forward to people seeing them in person.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
And I wonder, at this point, is there anything you'd like to share about the functionality of Amiibo for our viewers?
そしてアミーボの機能性について何か説明していただけますか。
ですね。アミーボはコスチュームを手に入れることができたり、あとはゲームの中でのお助け機能として活用することができます。
So you'll be able to use the Amiibo to get different costumes within the game, and then they'll also have kind of an assist function.
And we do have existing Amiibo that are supported as well. I think we'll be talking more about that at a later point. But I think that's all we're allowed to show for right now, unfortunately.
Right now. We'll be showing more of this game later on
yes,
in
we'll
the stream, of course.
But Murukura-san and Kozumi-san, thank you again so much for joining us here and sharing some of the insight about the development process of the game.
今日来ていただきありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
And folks who are watching, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be back in a few seconds here with our next segment, so please don't go anywhere.
Go off the rails. Don't you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew. Don't need bags or a pass. Say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way to the moon from this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. Time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. Come on and jump up in the air, jump without a care. Jump up 'cause you know that I'll be there. And if you find you're short on joy, don't fret, just don't forget that you're still a one-up boy. So go on, straighten up your cap, let your toes begin to tap. This rhythm is a power shoe. Don't forget you're the superstar. No one else can make it this far. But go through that stage. Now you've got panache. Oh, let's do the Odyssey. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't fear, don't shed a tear, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. Now listen, all you boys and girls all around the world, don't be afraid to get up and move. You know that we're all superstars. We're the ones who made it this far. Put a smile on that face. There's no time to waste, so let's do the Odyssey.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Sam from the Treehouse, and for this segment I'm joined by my colleagues Reggie and Teresa. So Reggie, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. The spotlight was, as I said, direct to the point. The reaction by the fans has been fantastic. I mean, certainly Super Mario Odyssey and what we showed from that. The little snippet of Metroid Prime 4 had the fans just tremendously excited. And, you know, it continues our overall message of how we approach E3 and what it is that we're trying to do. For us, it's all about showcasing content, typically content that's near in. So obviously we showed a little bit of ARMS, a little bit of Splatoon 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming later on this year. And then we also showed a couple little snippets of things that are coming a little bit further along. But so far the reaction has been fantastic, and it just continues, right? And that's why we're here on Treehouse Live, a little bit more in-depth view of the games, and so far so good.
Right on. I know we're kind of in the calm before the storm right now. The floor still isn't open, so we can actually still see the carpet. It hasn't been packed with people yet. You've had a chance to do some exploring around the booth. What do you think of New Dog City come to life here at E3?
You know, the booth is fantastic. The team that we have that works on the booth design and the look and the feel, both from an NOA perspective as well as with the headquarter team at NCL, every year they are outdoing themselves. Last year it was the takeover with Breath of the Wild. This year it's all about New Donk City and creating an environment for consumers to really go deep into the game. About half of the booth is all about Super Mario Odyssey. The other half we're showcasing all of our other content, including third-party content. We're showing FIFA 18 out on the floor. So it's a great booth, and as you say, this is the calm before the storm. Just as I was coming in earlier, there are already thousands of people out there just waiting to come in. And typically when the doors open, it's like the running of the bulls and they all come crashing into our booth. So it's going to be fantastic.
Nice. I remember last year we were down on the ground floor and you could actually feel the rumble in the ground when people started coming in.
That's right.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be exciting. But again, you know, for us, the spotlight was a focus on Nintendo Switch games.
What people don't understand is that as we construct our overall presence at E3, we're very thoughtful around what's the best way to show content. And so Nintendo 3DS is going to play a key role here on Treehouse Live. We've got content that we'll be showing today. We've got content that we'll be showing really throughout the 3 days that we're here. And it's important that the fans at home and our consumers understand that Nintendo 3DS is still a vibrant part of our business. Obviously, with Pokemon Ultra Sun, Pokemon Ultra Moon that was announced last week, that's going to be a fantastic holiday driver for us. We've got other great games coming, and you know, what people don't realize is that Nintendo 3DS was the only platform that grew last year in 2016 versus 2015. The only one.
That's pretty impressive.
And we've sold 66 million globally of Nintendo 3DS. Again, more than any other platform in this generation. People don't know that. I've got my handy-dandy new 2DS XL, and obviously in continuing to showcase new hardware. You know, for us, it's all about continuing to drive that momentum.
It's nice that the family keeps growing. And now we've got this adorable little member to add to it as well.
It is
Exactly.
really pretty.
It is really pretty, and it really showcases great. I'm playing Miitopia, right? One of the fun things about my job is I get to play the games early. I'm playing Miitopia. I've got Mii's of Mr. Aonuma, Mr. Miyamoto, Mr. Koizumi is in there. And of course, I had to have Bill as the Dark Lord, right? So I'm really enjoying it on my my new 2DS XL, and it's fantastic.
It's pretty sweet when you can play games and you're like, it's work. I'm doing this because I have to do this.
Well, you know, so a funny story is I'm playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and putting in a lot of hours in that. I've got my family saying, so, you know, you're doing this just for E3, right? You're doing this because you have to be able to show off and tell people you finished the game, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, I'm doing it because I enjoy it and I want to do it. And so it's fantastic.
I don't know, using the work excuse might be a good way to get out of chores. You're like, sorry, honey, I have to do this. I have to keep playing this
No,
game.
it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It means I have to play early in the morning or late at night. So. But,
and actually thinking of other things that we've got going on in the booth here and just over the course of E3, we probably should touch a little bit on the tournament activity we've going on, because right below us there's a pretty boss stage that has been constructed.
Well, absolutely. And again, the tournament activity is a key part of what we're doing here at E3. 3 different tournaments, starting off with Splatoon 2 later on today. Then we've got Pokken Tournament DX. We've got ARMS. Hopefully everyone saw how I humiliated Jeff Keighley playing ARMS on his show. But that game is going to really show well, I think, from the tournament scene standpoint. And for us, you know, supporting the tournament community and really driving that that part of our engagement with our fans is really important to us. So we're very excited to see how the three tournaments play here at E3.
Yeah, I think it's been really fun watching people play ARMS, and especially watching high-level competitive players get into the real meat on the bones of that game. And there's such a level of nuance to the strategy and the actual technical ability that I've watched a few folks where they're maybe pro Smash players or pro players for another series, so they really are used to getting into the nitty-gritty and into the weeds of the mechanics. And you'll just see their eyes light up as they start playing ARMS. It's, oh, I'm getting this.
Well,
this
exactly.
has got some interesting depth and flexibility to it. And I mean, even within the office, watching who's been picking which character as their mains and how we're gradually sort of growing as players as we're duking it out against one another. But it's been a real fun ride.
It's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see how the players we have showcase that game, how they showcase Pokken Tournament as well. I saw a little bit of the pre-gaming going on, and that's going to be fantastic. So it's going to be very exciting for us.
So what else are you thinking as far as some must-see titles that we got going on here? Because we've got a lot to cover.
Well, we've got a lot. I mean, you know, again, everything that we have on the floor here is showcasing and showing off fantastically well. I'm pleased to see the third-party support. We've got Rabbids on our show floor. Ubisoft obviously has that game in their area. That is really fun. I've been able to get my hands on that game. That is really fun to play. So it's going to be very exciting. We've got Fire Emblem Warriors here on our booth. That game is showcasing well. Really, everything we have shows so well, and I'm really thrilled to see what we're doing with third party as well.
And if we can jump to this, I think on this subject of cool titles, you've actually got something A surprise for us,
I
maybe?
I have a nice little surprise, right? And I said when I was with Keeley that literally within the first hour of Treehouse Live, we would be breaking news. And that is what Treehouse Live is going to be doing all through the next 3 days. So we have some news. We have a world premiere of a new game. This is a Nintendo 3DS game that'll be launching later on this year. We're going to play for you the video for this new game, and then Teresa's going to demo it, and we've got the developers who are going to come talk about it as well. World premiere game announcement on Nintendo 3DS just for you.
Well, surprise.
Yes, I am so excited to actually talk about this game.
Yes, so welcome back, everyone, to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Audrey. I'm here with Teresa and Tim, and we have two very special guests with us. We have Sakamoto-san, the legendary creator of the Metroid series, as well as Jose from Mercury Steam. So thank you so much for joining us today. And as we just saw, we're going to take a look at Metroid, Samus Returns.
That's
so
right.
you waited long enough. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right in to
Yes.
the start. So for the people at home that aren't familiar with the Metroid franchise, this is Nintendo's premier exploration-based sci-fi action game. It features Samus Aran, who's a renowned bounty hunter, and she's been sent by the Galactic Federation to planet SR388 to investigate and annihilate the Metroids.
She's the best at what she does.
Oh yeah, she's super cool. And this is actually a reimagination of the original Game Boy Classic that was released in 1991, Metroid 2, Return of Samus. And this game is just, it's beautiful. It's
a little bit shinier than the Game Boy version.
Yes, it is. And this game is still about discovery and exploration. You know, there's intense boss battles, and there's so many pathways to discover, and you can take your time through it.
And this is classic 2D Metroid to a T. It's got the isolation, the exploration, and of course Samus just generally being amazing.
Yeah, and the great thing about this being on the 3DS is that there's so much detail in the background, and it's really heightened with the 3D feature on. And you can't see it at home right now, but it does feel really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds cheesy, but it adds a lot of depth to the experience.
Yeah. Oh, and something I want to actually show here on the show floor. So in the past, Samus was able to aim at 45-degree angles, but now she has this whole range of motion, which really allows for precision here.
It's really nice because, especially as you get further into the game, there are enemies all over the place, so having the freedom to shoot anywhere you like is incredible.
Yeah. So the free aim... Oh, thank you. So the free aim here is also really cool here, where when I'm actually moving it, and I actually have an enemy on sight and target, the the audio cue will change, and also that it will highlight in red. So again, it allows for a little bit more precision here.
Yeah, it's still up to you to aim precisely, but that nice visual indicator is just very helpful.
Yeah. And Samus here has her very basic abilities, and so as I keep exploring and seeing new environments, I'll hopefully gather new abilities to upgrade my suit. So this is another new ability that Samus has in this game, and it's a melee counter. And if I time it appropriately and immediately shoot, I do a critical hit on the enemy. But in the circumstance that I don't immediately shoot, I have some time to actually just shoot from afar and give myself a little bit more leeway to not get hit.
The melee counter is a new ability, as you mentioned, and it's really great because this game gets challenging.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very difficult. And since we have Sakamoto-san here, while we're speaking about challenges, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you encountered while developing this game.
このタイトルを、開発中に、出くわした、チャレンジや課題は何だったのでしょうか。
はい、メトロイドに限ったことじゃないんですけれども、ある程度確立されたゲームデザインのゲームに今までやったことのない新しい要素を加えるというのはとても難しいことなんですね。
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you qualified as a big challenge, but something that we face whenever we're working on something like this with an established style of gameplay. It's adding, what sort of new elements can we add to something that again is established and has had some success in the past.
特に今までのシリーズファンの方々が満足していただけて、それでいて刺激的というものを追加するのは非常に難易度が高いって思っていました。
Yes, I mean, I really felt that it would be difficult, or could be difficult, to bring in new elements that would add a lot of excitement and at the same time make the fans of the franchise, happy and satisfied.
でも今回のサムスリターズではうまくいきました。
But I think this time with Samus Returns, I think we've done a really good job.
なぜかというと、私は非常に素晴らしいパートナーに巡り会えたからですね。
And why is that? It's because we found this really amazing partner to work with.
マーキュリー・スティームさんです。
And that's Mercury Steam.
星さんありがと
う。Thank you very much, Jose.
Thanks to you.
Yes, thanks to both of you. And as we were speaking, you actually got Samus's legendary Morph Ball ability.
I did, and this is very, very handy to get, as you can see, through certain tunnels here. Here's a save station, which I don't quite need right now. I'm going to keep on going and exploring this area. And here, this is a pretty bleak area from where I just was. And you'll see this gate here.
This is a little different from the original game.
Yeah, it definitely is. And for people that haven't played the Metroid 2 in the past, this purple liquid is actually very painful. And I'll just kind of...
Yeah, don't... Oh,
yep.
She did it.
Yep.
Ow.
Yeah, so I can't really go down there, and I want to, and I can't really interact with this right now, so I'm gonna keep on moving forward and see.
And that's the nature of this game, is you'll come across areas that you just can't survive in yet, you just can't get past, and you'll have to acquire new tools and abilities to be able to keep exploring and keep pushing forward.
Exactly. So since I couldn't go through the door, I went up and around it. So I'm going to keep on moving forward, and this is also a brand new feature to the Metroid franchise. These are Aeon abilities. Aeon is a very mystical and powerful energy source, and they actually give abilities to Samus that are very different from the technical upgrades that she gets for her suit. So this one that I just gathered is called the Scan Pulse. And what it does is that... I should remind people that the Aeon abilities are actually not... They're limited. You can't just spam them whenever you want to. And so they'll have their own energy, and you'll have to gather... power-ups for them, and also more energy in order to refill that tank. So
this
just to
first
showcase,
one is Scan Pulse.
Yeah. So to showcase the Scan Pulse, if you see the bottom screen, the map usually kind of explores once you start moving. But if I use the Scan Pulse, it'll actually open up this quadrant of map already for me. And also on the upper screen, it'll show these blocks that I can easily break. So now I know that, oh, there was an actual hidden path there. So.
And normally you would just have to shoot everywhere to try and find breakable blocks, and you can still do it that way if you want to. But if you have the Aeon to pull it off, the scan pulse is also very, very helpful.
Yeah, keep in mind though that not everything can be easily broken with your laser. So you know that's kind of some ammo that you'd have to waste, and it's nice to actually have the Aeon ability to strategize about, you know, which one am I going to use? Am I going to use my ammo, or am I going to use the Aeon ability in order to keep on discovering and exploring?
Absolutely, and you know, throughout her long career, Samus has had a lot of unique abilities at her disposal, and as we've seen already, this game adds even more. So, Jose, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the process you guys went through of adding new abilities like the melee counter or the Aeon abilities.
Yes, well, from the beginning, Sakamoto-san wanted Mercury's team to challenge ourselves to bring new ideas to the series. So we were given freedom to prototype a lot of different ideas and mechanics and see which ones would better fit within the Metroid universe. And once these ideas and mechanics were discovered, it was just a matter of iterating and polishing the design.
Oh, wonderful. They really add a lot to the experience, so good work.
Yes, they do. So here's an energy station, and I'm a little bit low, so I'm just gonna take that.
You always want to take advantage of those energy stations. Every little bit of health matters.
Yeah, for sure. You'll notice that a beeping started. That's actually my Metroid Detector, and it's telling me that there is a Metroid nearby. Again, for people that don't really know what Metroids are, they're an alien species that they're pretty dangerous. And they suck up the life form of any alien species in order to survive.
Yeah, you don't want to hug a Metroid necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I want to showcase here is actually the mapping system that this game has. So now that, in case I'm not able to go through a door because I don't have the ability to unlock it.
Which happens a lot.
Yes. I have these pins now that I can just drop it onto the map, and then that will kind of be my note for myself that, oh, I want to revisit this later once I grab an ability, and maybe I can try it later.
And as you mentioned, this game is so much about exploration and going back and trying to find every square inch of the map to find all of the many hidden secrets. So this pin system is actually very, very useful.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting close, but I'm going to go investigate this area.
Your Metroid senses are still tingling, so keep searching.
He's getting closer because the beeping is getting a little bit more insistent.
Oh, nice. Found a hidden missile tank.
Yeah. But see, there was an example where I kind of knew already that this pass was there, but the scan pulse would have been very useful right there to kind of show those blocks. Here's another save station. So, see, there we go. Scan pulse told me that that block is breakable, but I can't shoot it. So I'm going to try a missile instead. It's open.
And that's a good point. If you ever run into an area you can't progress past, use all of your weapons and abilities. Oh, it's a little friend. Hi, friend.
That was a Metroid, but we're actually not fighting him. We're actually fighting its first evolution. And this is known the Alpha Metroid.
He looks twice as friendly as a regular Metroid.
So if I time it correctly, I can actually melee counter him, and it gives me an advantage to actually hit him for more damage. You'll also see that he'll drop these little sparks. If I actually hit those sparks, I'll get more ammo replenishment. So in case I end up using all of my missiles, I could always go around him and try to shoot those in order to get more missiles.
Nice melee countering. And I'll say, I don't know how well the home audience can hear this, but the sound effects in this game are incredible. The music, the atmospheric sounds are just really great. So, Sakamoto-san, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what went into the development of the soundtrack for this game.
サウンドトレや SC に関しての、その開発、その制作した感じ、および受けた影響などについて話していただけますでしょうか。はい。
今回のサムスリターンズでは、スーパーメトロイドの時のゲームサウンドのコンポーザーが2人参加しています。
Well, we have two of the composers who worked on Super Metroid on the team for Samus Returns.
彼らはもうそれ以降のメトロイドシリーズの音楽をずっと担当してますので、もう僕が何も言わなくてももう こうしてほしいという音楽をどんどん提供してくれるんでも
And you know,
安心です。
and they've worked on pretty much every Metroid title since that time, doing music for us. And so I really don't have to say anything. They just go do what they do, and what they do is create great music.
Excellent. We'll lock them up. Don't ever let them go.
Whoops.
So you made quick work of that Alpha Metroid. Good work.
I did. So I'm actually going to go return to that gate that I couldn't get to before and see what happens now. As I make my way there. So in the original Metroid 2, whenever you defeated a certain prerequisite number of Metroids, the ground would rumble and then you would know that you would be able to proceed to the next area. So now, in this game, you have these gates, and if you press on it and you enter the Metroid DNA that you had just gathered from the Metroid you just killed, it will enter into this gate, unlock, reduce this hazardous liquid that was killing me before, and now I'm able to get to the next area.
It's really cool having this really visual cue of your progress in the game as well.
Yeah. So now I'm going to go to a later area in the game.
And we've gotten a glimpse of it a little bit, but the 3DS hardware really goes a long way in bringing this world to life. It helps communicate the isolation of Samus being stuck on this alien planet. So, Sakamoto-san, could you speak a little to how you used the 3DS tech to bring this world to life and really reimagine it?
3DS 技術が没入感、雰囲気、まあそれ上にこの未知の惑星サムスの一人の、孤独感をより高めていると思いますが、3DS 用にどういうふうにその技術を使って、この世界を、創造し直されたのでしょうか。
はい、確かにおっしゃる通り、今回のというか、サムスのこのゲームですね、ここでは3D の立体視というものが非常に効果的だと思います。まあ例えばじゃあ技術面でホセさん何かありますか？
So yeah, I mean I do think that with this title, of course, with Samus, the 3D, the glasses-free 3D, the 3D effects are put to great use. It really does help build the world that we're exploring. But I'd like to go ahead and ask Jose to talk a little bit about some of the more technical aspects.
Yes, it was very clear to us from the beginning that if we wanted to convey to the player the greatness of the inner depths of the planet and the past glory of the social civilization, we had to provide a big sense of scale thanks to the depth given by the 3DS capabilities. So we wanted to reflect this from early on in the development process, this scale, through the first initial concept arts.
Thank you so much. Oh, and you've gotten yourself in trouble, Teresa.
I always do. I ran into his room and he didn't like me being here.
Oh, you woke him up from a nap. Don't do that.
But I'm stuck here until he gives me leave.
And now's not the time to play with it necessarily, but I wanted to point out that you also got your spider ball upgrade.
That's right, and
really handy.
I also got bombs here. So these are actually very handy for taking him out. Oh my gosh.
So while you play with your new friend, this is obviously an enemy from the original game, and that brings to mind the fact that all of the enemies have actually been redesigned for this version. So, Jose, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what the process was for redesigning the enemies from the original game.
Yes, we wanted to respect the visual design of the regular enemies as much as possible, but we had to adapt their attacks, movements, and behaviors so they could fit with our new gameplay, and without making them lose much of their original feel in the process. And as for the Metroids, they were the stars of the show, along with Samus in the original game, and this we wanted also to be the same in our game. And they suffer a massive overhaul from the visuals of the original game and in their gameplay mechanics. And also we wanted to clearly show the transition in their life form from one Metroid to another. And this is something that is very clearly reflected in the movements, behaviors, and attacks.
Thank you. And good work, Teresa.
Oh, thank you. So I could actually take the spider ball, and the spider ball is actually an ability here that's very, very unique to Metroid 2. But I'm actually going to do a very hard technique that I am not doing very good right now. I swear I practiced this.
The bomb jump.
Oh no. All right, well, last
Metroid
try.
fans have spent hours trying to get to the craziest places using bomb jump.
Oh no.
But as you're trying to work your way around this map, that also brings me to the point that a lot of the maps have been redesigned for the new system. So, Jose, can you speak a little to the process of redesigning the maps as well?
Yes, we wanted to respect as much as possible the original layout of the original game because it has such a distinct structure within the Metroid series. And well, we wanted to add a lot of new things because we wanted it to be felt also new. And we added lots of sections different from the original game because we wanted to accommodate all of our gameplay needs. And also, we wanted the game to be more, the exploration to be more dynamic and diverse than in the original game, introducing some classic abilities from other games in the series, but that were not present in the original game. And also, we added some new, of course, special abilities that are unique to this title. So the combination of both made us realize some very interesting situations regarding level design for players to actively figure out their way forward in new ways.
Thank you.
Actually, before I take this elevator, I want to show this. This is also a new feature to Metroid Samus Returns, and it's a teleport station. This actually helps a lot with the mobility of the game, where instead of backtracking all the way through previous areas, you could actually use the teleport to quickly jump into a new area. And this actually really helps when you're trying to gather some items that you weren't able to in the past or explore new pathways that you weren't able to before. I'm not going to take it right now. I'm actually going to go back and take this elevator to a new area.
But you're right, it's such a huge addition to the game, being able to more quickly get to the areas you've already been to and find all those juicy secrets you weren't able to get at before.
Well, because like gathering all these items, it actually rewards you in the end because it does get more difficult
really
as
hard.
you further get into the planet, and the baddies do get really hard. So you definitely want to get all those upgrades and the items, and it rewards you. But you can also choose not to if you want a challenge. So I've visited previous lava rooms before, so I know that this red door looks a little bit dangerous, but I'm gonna go in anyway just to show.
You're a rebel.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna actually use the scan pulse because I see there's something up there, and I'm pretty sure there's a pathway, but just to make sure.
While you have the Aeon energy, might as well.
There you go.
Excellent.
So we're gonna go up here.
I love how if you had just shot up above you, it would have looked like there wasn't anything to break. So
Yeah.
it's actually good that you used your scan pulse right there.
Yeah, I have gotten lost more than once. Here's another suit upgrade.
Oh, I love this.
This does feel really good.
This animation's
Really epic.
nice. And I love how vibrant the colors are. It's just, this world is so Metroid, so beautifully Metroid.
And it's just, again, it's really cool when the 3D feature is on because you get to see all the stuff that's happened in the background. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in here.
You know, Samus has her classic suits.
Yeah, her various suit. So I can't go here, so let's try going back to the way we came from. Whoop.
Oh,
that was close.
That was close.
That was very close. I like to play it dangerously.
And now you can survive the very,
Yes.
very hot
So
lava.
we're gonna explore this room now. And we could always go back and explore other lava rooms to see what we missed.
I have to point out that this is all one planet, this is all SR388, but look how different the environments are. It's a big planet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's a lot of different areas
And
and,
there's
a lot of variety.
so much variety, yeah. And every area is just so colorful and unique on its own. So here I'm going to show a new Aeon ability called Lightning Armor. And what it does, it gives this green glow to Samus, but also overcharges my melee and lets me go through enemies without taking much damage. But it does take away from my Aeon pool. And so I want to actually save it in case I need it later.
Yeah, every time you get hit, it actually makes your Aeon gauge go down. So you
That's right.
can't just run foolishly through a group of enemies unless you want to feel a lot of pain.
Yeah, so here's another door that I'm unfortunately not able to get in through. So I'm going to do another pin here. But I'm also going to show here, there's this information screen that will actually it will show different items that are shown in the map. And if you're not quite sure what that icon means, it will actually tell you here. And it'll actually unlock too once you've discovered it and you know how to interact with it. So definitely keep an eye on these because these are actually really informative.
It'll help you remember what you already know.
Yeah.
And we've already seen a few new Chozo artifacts, but that brings me to the question. Sakamoto-san, can you tell us a little bit about the decision to integrate more Chozo artifacts into this version of the game?
他のメトロイドゲームに比べて、この作品は、より多く彫像の作り出したものがあると思いますが、その背景について教えていただけますか。
はい、このゲームの舞台になっている SR388 という惑星は彫像文明が栄えて、そして滅んでしまったという非常に謎を秘めた舞台なんですね。
So, this game is set on SR388, and it's a planet that was home to the Chozo civilization at one point, and so it saw the Chozo flourish, and it also saw them crumble. So this whole area has this historical background of being a place just sort of filled with lots of riddles.
なので彫像文明の遺跡であるとかそういったものがたくさん、はい、あるわけですね。
So that's why you see all of these again Chozo ruins that you mentioned throughout the game.
サムスリターンズ遊んでいただくとその文明の謎がある程度わかるんじゃないかなと思って。
And I think if you get a chance to play Samus Returns, you might find some of the answers to the riddles that the Chozo civilization left behind.
What a tease he is.
さらに謎が深まるんじゃないかなと。
But it is possible that there may be some new and more intriguing riddles introduced through the game as well.
Oh, fine. I guess everyone's just gonna have to wait and see.
ネタバレしないようにね、はい、自分で皆さん頑張ってプレイしてもらいたいですね。
And Teresa, you've gotten yourself into trouble again.
I did. So this is the second evolution of the Metroid species. This is the Gamma. I was able to do a counter melee on him finally as he came up close to me. But I'm also going to use Ice Beam because it seems to be really weak to his nucleus. So I'm just going to keep on attacking him. But yeah, he's got a dynamic set of moves. He's swooping down on me. He's throwing electricity on me.
But that's a good point. If you're ever fighting an enemy or a boss and your weapon of choice doesn't seem to be making a big dent, try one of your other weapons or abilities because they might be a little more successful.
And since I'm a little bit low on health, I'm going to feel safer if I put on my lightning armor. So I'm just going to go here. Oh. Come on, buddy.
You've made him mad.
Yeah, he is not happy with me.
Gonna throw this out there. Those spider legs are really creepy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders, so yeah, this guy creeps me out.
Oh, he's turned red though, so you're doing well.
Yes,
almost there.
I should be almost there.
And that's another kind of visual indicator to show you that you're getting closer to making mincemeat of this guy.
Yeah, and there's all those audio cues too for when's the right time to oh boy.
Oh.
When's the right time to melee him? So it only happens when he goes down on the ground. But yes, I was able to successfully kill him.
Good work.
All right. Well, with that, I actually want to show another later area in the game because I think it'd be really cool to show the fans. So.
Excellent. Let's do it. So while you switch to your other save file, Sakamoto-san and Jose, we were hoping you could tell us a little bit about how you went about balancing this game, because there's obviously a lot of abilities, and it must have been difficult to balance making them feel useful to players without taking away from the challenge.
やはり新しい要素をゲームに追加するとそのバランス取るのが大変難しいと思います。やはり十分な能力を提供したいけれども簡単になりすぎたら困るし、どうやってそのバランスを取ったのでしょうか。
はい、そうですね。やっぱり強力な武器っていうのは使うと爽快ですし、お客さんも使いたいでしょうし、我々もどんどん使っていただけというのはあります。
Well, of course, it feels great. It's exhilarating to use these really powerful and dynamic abilities, and players want to use them, and we want them to use them, of course.
ただそれをやたら使ってしまうとゲームがすごく簡単になりすぎたりとか、あと新鮮味が失われたり緊張感が失われていったりして、どんどん刺激がなくなっていって価値が下がってしまうという懸念があるわけです。
But one of the things we have to be careful of is if we overuse them, if we make them too powerful, it reduces some of the tension that you feel in the game, and it sort of has the counter effect of actually reducing the excitement and sort of again that thrill that we want players to feel. So again, it's a really delicate balance.
サムスリターンズでいうとビームバーストっていうその連射ができる機能があって、これが一番その例に今打ちましたね。これのバランスと非常に難しくて、やはり消費量であるとかその効果であるとかその供給量、このバランスをうまく整えるのに非常にチューニングを繰り返しまして、マーキュリースティームさんにもいろいろとご迷惑かけたんじゃないかなと思います。
Well, yeah, and I think a good example of some of the difficulty in that fine tuning is what we just saw on screen. This beam burst, and what's difficult again about finding that balance is you have to measure the effect of the weapon, and you also have to take into consideration the amount of energy uses and the supply of energy that's available to you, and trying to come up with again a balance that works throughout the game and keeps all of those factors in mind. It can be quite challenging. I think we put quite a load on Mercury's team and having them do that, but I think they did a remarkably good job.
Yes, I completely agree with Sakamoto-san's words. It was difficult to balance the new abilities, not only because they can be used alone, but only because they can be used in combination between them, and also they can be combined with the classic abilities too. So at the end, it was pretty tough, but we, however, are very confident that we finally found the best possible balance for all players to fully enjoy them.
Yes, I think you achieved a great balance, and trust me, it's still difficult.
Alright, so my Metroid Detector went off again. And this is the Gamma Husk, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be facing him.
Maybe it's something cuddlier. Hey, little guy.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
So this is the next evolution. This is the Zeta, and he's pretty gnarly. I'm not a big fan of him. And as Sakamoto-san was saying that about the beam burst, I actually wanted to showcase this other Aeon ability because it is so it's so cool and it feels really powerful. Oh, and I missed my moment to the melee counter.
He does so much damage too.
He does. But I'm going to use a combination of abilities here, from missile to grapple to beam burst.
You really have to be on your game with this guy because he switches up his patterns a lot.
Oh, he does.
He's hard to predict.
And he's hard to predict, and he totally aims for me too. Like he's got me down.
Nice. That's just a beautiful melee counter too. I love how it slows down time and it has that really cinematic presentation.
Yes, it feels so epic and actiony, and I absolutely love it. This is my least favorite move. This one gets me every time. Oh God. Oh.
And now you died on purpose so that we could see Zero Suit Samus.
She looks so elegant there.
Beautiful, yes. So thank you.
You're welcome. I aim to please.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to try this again.
Yes, you can do this. We all believe in you.
I'm going to skip the cutscene because I can. I'm going to, get right into that. All right.
Nice melee counter right off the top.
Oh, he was nice enough to give it to me, so I'll take it.
Yes.
Oh, no. Get to the other side, so I got a good shot of his nucleus.
You know, he's not invited to your birthday party anymore.
No.
He ruined it.
I like green, but not in my face. No.
Oh. And as we're showcasing here, the new abilities, your beam burst there, your lightning armor, they add to the experience, but as to the balance they were talking about earlier, they definitely don't make it easier. You have the ion gauge, and you can't spam these abilities at all. I mean, I think you're already out of them, so.
Again.
It's all right. Third time's the charm.
He's pretty strong. Yeah,
he's pretty awful.
I'm hopeful that this third time I can get it.
Yes. You have the power of Samus at your disposal.
I have all her abilities. All right, let's try this again.
Oh, of course.
I missed him. He missed me at that time. That was lucky.
Oh. feel that tomorrow.